Hi Aquarius, welcome into your July 2023 general reading. I hope all is well in your Aquarian life. I am excited to do your reading. We're going to begin and pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and then we'll move on to the Light Seers Tarot. But I do feel the need to mention, and this came through as a bit of a download for you before I began the reading. Someone was absolutely singing outside of my window, not directly outside of it, but it was a very sort of releasing kind of moment for them, you could tell, as they were like, whoa, whoa. I really feel like it wasn't even a song, but I did get the message through that or from that this is going to be a month where occasionally you're going to be sung through by spirit. And I feel like that came up in Libra's reading. And you're going to find that even if that's not the case, you find yourself listening to music or just a song comes to your head. So that could be spirit for a lot, plopping that into your brain, your thoughts. And you find yourself just getting a necessary release through singing and potentially even dancing for some. I really feel like it's a month where maybe due to you being busier, succeeding in certain ways, connecting with certain people, getting what you want, I feel like even if it was towards the end of June for a lot, could be the beginning stages or around the middle of July, I want to say, where you get what you want. And this leaves you with a bit of a pep in your step, okay? You just feeling sort of joyful, right? A bit more lively, I want to say, in comparison to the majority of June. Okay, something to look forward to there. Let's do some shuffling. And I'm also hearing staying in your lane. There's a vibe of a lot of which onto the reading, going to work or going to run their errands and sort of remembering that it's just a job or that they don't need to be getting wrapped up in all the mumbo jumbo or just interesting wording or other people's business, right? Doesn't mean you're not connecting with people and bonding and communicating towards levels of success, but there's a feeling of you just kind of buckling down and very much proud of yourself and being rewarded, seeing positive evidence of benefits from you just staying in your own Aquarian lane. And I do feel the need to mention your unique nature might take a highlight throughout the month. No coincidence that I chose to wear this for the day that I was planning to do your reading. And this did play into the daily read before this as well. For Aquarius, for July, for Aquarius. Your mind is what I just heard. I don't know what that's about. Okay, that doesn't have to be, say, a person. It could be for some, whether it's more so about you in the eyes, the awareness of somebody else, or it could be, vice versa, about somebody else, due to you. But I feel like all the meanwhile, it could be, say, you acquiring again what you want, that situation or that commitment, a new job for some. It could be a new investment like a car or a place to live. I just feel like you have the ability to get what you want once again. And it's feeling very, they're saying commanding, but likable in the process. I feel like you're very persuasive as well, and definitely instilling confidence and trust within other people. Beautiful. So if you have a meeting of importance, if not multiple throughout the month, you're going to nail it. The dog spirit talking about you being loyal to what you love. People, places, situations. I feel like for a lot it's a career situation, if not multiple. I'm loyal to making money. Beautiful. We're going to do your money and career read as well for July. But it's obviously going to be a part of your month. Your loyalty to yourself, to your, I'm hearing self-honor, okay? Just at times remembering your worth and displaying this, setting the tone in certain situations. I want to say even connections in that being of true importance, but being loyal to your self-care as well, your well-being. So therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a month where there are certain factors playing into your month when it comes to self-care. You needing to either re-implement certain levels of taking care of yourself, like say, have you not been working out enough? Have you been taking care of your skin complexion enough? Have you been eating and drinking healthy items, choices? I do feel like there's the potential for certain noise factors throughout the month, and this could irritate you or bother you. As I am dealing with some, you could find that there are certain delays due to that or other factors outside of you. Just take a deep breath, reground yourself, and recognize that everything's happening for a reason, okay? Whether there's a lesson, if not multiple, reminder coming through from it, there's a purposeful, better timing later on in the day or week for you to accomplish something. You might even be prevented from saying something by spirit when you would regret it or it just wasn't going to play into their plan. Okay. But spirit's saying you're in the eyes of spirit, in the eyes of other people even, you're giving off sort of dog-like energy. Now, please take that as a compliment, thinking about their loyalty, their the friendship they bring to us humans, right? I'm hearing cuddly nature, but at times the independence about their energy as well. I feel like people very much like you throughout the month, and this is very evident to you at certain points. But I am getting the vibe from the dog being very face on, that you're tackling things face on in a very strategic manner and also holding back at times strategically. And I feel like this is helping you conquer, it's helping you overcome. And I just feel like your loyal heart is definitely being appreciated and noticed by other people. I feel like those of which posting on social media throughout the month are going to be very, very successful. And you're touching the lives of others in different ways, in more ways than you even understand. All right. Even after watching this reading, and I want to say when you finish up the month. But the Ant Spirit talk about how it's time to collaborate. You might find that people want to work with you, collaborate with you. I'm hearing collide ideas, but in a positive way, or you could find that there are conflicting ideas, perspectives, views, or one in particular. But I'm also getting from the, the ants definitely giving the vibe of kind of almost like a beaver, hard at work. Ants are very busy little creatures, and they work together to make things happen on a larger scale that they couldn't accomplish, by themselves, right? So remembering the benefit of working with other people, being a part of a community or just a group situation, a company for some, but also the definite benefits of you being an independent, unique soul, right? So both of which coming into play. But going back, sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages for you. The puzzle pieces here. It's like at times you're thinking about your situation or one area of your life, or say your path, for example, as a puzzle. And Spirit saying, yeah, we get that all the puzzle pieces are in place, which are within your possession, your understanding, your awareness, or you just don't have them yet, but they lie further down along your path, right? And Spirit saying, okay, say you're at a crossroads at a certain point throughout the month, or you will be at a certain point moving forward. There's a puzzle piece going in one direction that you wouldn't be able to acquire, utilize, better understand in the other direction. And so which way, if you can't see that puzzle piece ahead of you and you know that that's the case, I know this is very odd. How do we go about going in the right direction for ourselves? And I'm getting in caps in a kind of like a lit up storefront sign, intuition. Okay. Trust your intuition and selectively the spiritual guidance coming through. But look at that. This came up in the daily read I just did. You are absolutely co-creating throughout the month. And this is bringing in very magical vibes, right? And I feel like all the meanwhile, it's just you exuding, giving off this magical energy. I feel like a lot of which it ties into your spirituality, your connection to energy, your skill sets, or one in particular, your talent. But at times you're going to feel like you just have to take a deep dive. I feel like you're preparing for a deep dive in the future. Say it's to move to a new place of residence, to begin something new, like a business or a new career choice, a new job, right? Or a new promotion within the same company. It could be something completely different for you, right? This could be you diving deep into a commitment with somebody, or just a fresh beginning with somebody new or that you have already known up until this point. Anyways, flowing with the waters is now what I'm getting. Flowing with the waters, as they're showing me the wave emoji. I might just use that for you. But I do feel like all the meanwhile, there is a grander than life presence about you. But at times you being strategic, as they're showing me a peacock retracting in its feathers, okay? not feeling that that's the moment, you don't desire to, or it's just not strategic to show off, right? And so I feel like you're adapting and flowing with the moments where showing your feathers and not showing your feathers, right? Showing off or not showing off is definitely going to benefit you in either way, okay? In different moments. Anyways, they're giving me the vibe of this mandala, which also came up in Libra's reading. Watch theirs for July. I feel like things are growing, developing, blossoming for you, becoming, they're saying almost as grand as you, okay? You don't have to be a super extroverted person or super energetic in that moment, or even be feeling your ultra passionate way of being coming into play to be grander than life, right? I feel like even in your simplistic moments throughout the month, you give off that vibe and people like it, to say the very least, okay? You're very magical. I do feel like you are spoken through a lot by spirit for the majority drawn to the reading, but they're saying you may need to watch what you say. Be selective. This is a month where at certain points, especially with, say, an authority figure at work, people you work with, or people you are assisting through your business or your job. So very career related. It could be with who you're living with, especially if you don't love them, okay? A roommate situation or something of the sort, or you butt heads with somebody knowingly. Tread carefully. It's a month to think twice, if not 3 times, before proceeding with whatever you're going to or considering communicating. Anyways, just a side note, let's move on to the light seers, because that was almost 12 minutes of just those oracle. Well spoken and simply a vibe is what I'm getting. Simply a vibe. Okay, coming out the 6 of Swords. You might be thinking about leaving something behind. You might be thinking about what you left behind, potentially both. The coming and going, you coming and going from certain situations, or one in particular. It could be more so the people and other aspects of your life coming and going from your aquarium bubble, your world, right? These kind of thoughts will come to be. And they're saying in a magical way, I feel like you're not overthinking throughout the month for whatever reason, okay, or reasons. And this is very much helping you. And if you do find the very rare moment where you do start to overthink, might be spirit thinking, through your thoughts, or speaking through your thoughts. It happens to me pretty often. It might for you as well. But if it's simply you and just a habit you're working to overcome, or should be, meditate, right? Go for a walk, do something to get your mind, get yourself separated from that overthinking from your mind for a hot second, okay? Or for a period of time. But I'm getting from this, you're very, very guided throughout the month. And I feel like when the time is right, you're going to be almost effortlessly pulled and guided away from a situation. And it's going to be like, okay, good riddance. This was part of my path. It was definitely a chapter that needed to come to an end, but was purposeful all the meanwhile, right? It had its benefits or just its ups and downs that taught me a ton. Again, whether you're moving to a new place of residence, I feel like some want to move a distance, again, or just in general, some of which want to be free from a career situation, or a different commitment, right? Just noticing that things are flowing in your favor, in your direction, okay, getting what you want once again, throughout the month. And this is evidence again of you co-creating, manifesting, seeing things transform in your favor. But as the month closes up and you get ready to step into the other months, August, and September, October, November, recognize how much more of what you want that you're going to acquire, and just how things are going to transform and develop more so to your liking. It feels like it's about time Aquarius gets what they want. It's about time you start to see things work more in your favor. And I feel like is Spirit saying, when you feel like you do focus at a certain point, or you see this come to be, you focus on a very Two of Wands vibe on what you don't have, on what you have yet to co-create or manifest, or both. There's still time. Time isn't running out, okay? Keep that in mind on a small scale and a large scale and a medium scale. Anyways, the Hanged Man and the Nine of Pentacles, you might find yourself getting an adjustment in perspective or focus at a certain point for whatever reason. You could be focusing on an imperfection. Spirit's going to push you somehow, or you'll feel intuitively guided to focus on something positive, a benefit, right? Say where you're living, you have noise factor that's disturbing you, okay? Bad energy even. And it's kind of hard not to focus on it in that moment. It's like frustrating you for a hot second. And then you're going to be pushed by spirit, for example, to think about how much you love your bed, right? Or whatever the case may be. Or how much you love living in that area, or just the other benefits of that specific situation. And spirit saying the affordability for some. This is guidance, all right? This is helpful. Please recognize that you are going to very much benefit from that, okay? I'm hearing the mode of transportation going on by what I think is an airplane. You're going to be thinking about traveling. You might be traveling for a select few, but I feel like either way, you're saving up money or you're planning to travel in the future. There's a vibe of you wanting to go places, do more, experience more. I want to be invited to events when this shift in my life comes to be, when the time is right, when I'm ready for it. Some of which might feel ready for it, but others of which feel there's steps, changes, adjustments within you or outside of you, within your life, that need to come to be before you can kind of click into that lifestyle. Does that make sense? So with that said and done, I feel like in a very independent way, you're thinking about more for yourself, right? Not just traveling, absolutely being part of it, but the lifestyle you live in general, where you're living, who you're associated with, the things you are able to afford to purchase, to gift other people. It's like, I want the ability to afford the lifestyle I deserve, plus some. And Spirit's saying, well, it's taking a focus for a reason. Just don't get out of hand with, I'm hearing the word greedy, with what you do acquire and don't have that perspective throughout the month. I hope that made sense, because all the meanwhile, I feel like there's more ahead, all right? There's a lot more of that glitz and glamour, or just the that lavish lifestyle, those luxuries to be experienced, the upgrades, if you will. So buckle up, okay? But I do feel like there's a hopeful vibe, again, a very magical vibe about your month, your energy, your way of doing this and that. But you're thinking about the money that you left behind, that you've spent frivolously, or just overspending, or even the necessary expenses, the unexpected expenses. Stuff like this is coming to mind, but I feel like things are going to improve financially moving forward for one reason, if not multiple. But again, this isn't a money and career read. You are finding that you are getting things done quite comfortably, slowly. You might even find that like it's impossible. Didn't mean to say like. So there's a focus on words you don't mean to say, or try not to say. I do feel as if for some it's going to feel impossible to move quickly. And that's not a bad thing. We're not having you burn out, but look at all of this greenery. Okay, so I feel like the color green is coming into play, money symbols in your eyes, wanting more of which, wanting things to add up, your connection to nature, all right? Grounded vibes. The King of Wands, because I feel like there's a focus on you being a bold creature of habit, okay? One of which that has a lot of passion to give off, to exude, to put into this and that of importance for you. Again, tying into being loyal to what you love, all right? And I'm also hearing there is a magical way about how you trust yourself, your intuition, spirit even, how your path is meant to proceed and change once again, but there's a magical way about how you're passionate, and that's coming through and popping up left and right throughout the month of July for you. There's also a very passionate way about how you're affected in certain ways when you see evidence of you getting what you want. Yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, so be it. I maybe will accept and potentially using the word settle for something less ideal for myself, or just not perfect, in order to get to something more ideal, something I want more. Does that make sense? It's like I know I'm going to end up, taking on a job, a part-time job moving forward that's not going to be ideal, but there's something big I want to invest in moving forward. So it's okay. It's all right. It's something I'm going to accept. But I also feel like your third eye is very open throughout the month of July. So I'm being drawn to this aspect of the dog. And I do feel like all the meanwhile, there's going to be a reminder that it's not closing moving forward. It's going to even open up even more so to the possibilities, to what you're capable of, to the reality of your past, present situation, and your future, your path in general, your worlds, your Aquarian worlds, but it's not closing. So feel really powerful and good about that, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, the Page of Swords. Learning, okay? Learning about a situation, learning about how something's meant to continue and change, learning about your personal soul development, learning about your life changing in general, and how to get what you want more so, okay? Your ability to start again is coming into play as I'm being drawn to this lizard. Your ability to adapt, blend in, but to stand out strategically when need be. And sometimes this just comes to be without you realizing it or meaning to do that. Does that make sense? Let's pull a couple more before we wrap this up. The Two of Wands. Yeah, again, thoughts of what you lack, thinking about the distance, thinking about the horizon, traveling more. Again, I'm getting the word lavish, thinking about the world as a whole, your world. Some of which thinking about getting a vehicle. The Fool card and the Knight of Cups, because I feel like there's somebody thinking about you. I do feel like you could have multiple suitors at a distance, or in general, thinking about you, gifting you is a potential. But I do feel like either way, this is talking about your creative, caring, loyal nature. But your loyalty being number one to yourself. And then there are other factors of your life, people, places, situations that follow, right? And Spirit's commending you for this, as I'm seeing hands clap, and I feel like people are clapping for you, but spirits are as well, and they always like to say after that, or sometimes, we are people, okay? But I just feel like all the meanwhile, there's a falling back into things vibe about your month, about your energy and how you get things done, and this is helping you. But there's also just a leap of faith once again that you see as greater for yourself, as better, even if it reminds you or is very similar to the past for some. Right? This is a very powerful month for you where, again, you're getting what you want and you're very independent and powerful and passionate. And I feel like people respect you. People are honoring your name, potentially your business name for some. People are trusting in you, okay? And as they want me to show this one more time, I'm being drawn to the unicorn. They're saying at times this is kind of your vibe, your energy, coinciding with the magic card, which we keep holding up. A very, very magical, successful month for you, where you should be so damn proud of yourself as things get better and better and better moving forward. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the month of July, and I'll definitely see you next time.